True leaders do not control people. They inspire them. So the most important ingredient in leadership is inspiration. So what you've got to do to become an effective person on earth is to find out, where does inspiration come from? How do you produce it? And the answer is on the list. It's passion. When you meet someone who is passionate for something, it affects you. That's why true leaders, listen carefully, son, have not found something to live for. They found something to die for. The reason why no one's following you right now is because you are so busy trying to make a living. You haven't found something to die for. Here's what Jesus said. Jesus said it's so wonderful. The guy is awesome. He said, look, he's telling his disciples now, he said, look, if you want to be effective in the world, here's the key, he says. If you seek your life, you lose your essence of effectiveness. If you are so busy trying to survive, trying to pay mortgages, trying to make a living, make ends meet, he says, if that's your purpose for living, we won't even remember you after you're gone. You're so busy looking for your life, you lose your life. But then he says, if you lose your life, find something that you'll lose your life on. See, when you find something that you are willing to be called a fool over, you are going where? To move your church where? Establish it where? And you're going to live where? Found something to lose. It's life for. You can't succeed until they call you a fool. God sent me here. You better listen to me. You going to work with him? You could be doing so much more. Found something to lose your life for. That's why very few people become great leaders. I always tell the story of Martin Luther King, Jr. Boy, what a guy. Many of you listen to Martin Luther King's speeches and you think that the greatest speech he gave was on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, which is not true. But that's the only one you remember. I had a dream. That's the only one you remember. That's not what made him a leader. He became a leader when he made a speech that no one heard publicly, except in a small little church in Alabama one night. Before he went out to the meeting, someone threw a rock in his window with a note tied to it, almost killed his kids. And the rock said, if you come out tonight, we'll kill you. They heard he was going to be speaking at this little church in Alabama, and so his enemies intimidated him and said, if you come out tonight, we will kill you. His wife broke down in tears, and she said, honey, you can't go out tonight. You know they mean that. And I can't afford to be a widow. These kids need a father. You can't do that. Martin said to his wife, honey, I have to do this. Let me tell you something. You will never become a leader until you find something you have to do. I have to do this. She said, why? He said, because no one else can do it. Have you found something that no one else can do? See, he was making speeches in his house. That was making him a great leader. And he left the house that night under heavy guard. They took him to the church. The story goes that he mounted the pulpit. Small little church, a few hundred people. They were sitting in the windows and all over the rafters and everything. And he stood there that night, and he made the greatest speech of leadership. He said, I don't know if I'm going to make it home because they threatened me. They said if I come out tonight, they're going to kill me. But I'm here. And I guess they could kill me. And they probably will. But it doesn't matter anymore. See, you're not a leader until it doesn't matter anymore. See, the problem with most people is it matters. Stop protecting yourself and obey God. Lose your life for my sake, he says, and you will gain your life. They won't be able to rub you out of history. They'll name roads after you. We can't get rid of a dead man. He's everywhere. He lives. So you think death gets rid of you?